I have wandered along the bristly brambles, snagging threads across the thorns that hedge my way. If perchance I find the place where I might amble, where the bees and honey trees have called my name, I'll sing, come all ye stitchers, come, while away the time. Fetch the needle and the thread, see what ye may find. My dreams of sewing seams had been fading, and my goals of mending holes had all but died, till the moment the bewitching stitching maiden recommended that I cast my fears aside. She sang, come all ye stitchers, come, while away the time. Fetch the needle and the thread, see what ye may find. So if you find you're out of spirits, out of money, and you're walking down the dusty road alone, come with me to the realm of hope and honey. In the land of milk and thread, you'll find a home. We'll sing, come all ye stitchers, come, while away the time. Fetch the needle and the thread, see what ye may find. Come all ye stitchers, come, while away the time. Fetch the needle and the thread, see what ye may find. Thread milk.
Hi Flosstube, here I am, back to give you a little update and video that I promised you about my market finds. And I know it's been a couple months, 1, 2, 3 since market, but I kind of feel like right when market's over, everybody shows all their things and all their stuff, and sometimes later we might forget. I forget. I actually have stuff down here that I have totally forgotten about that I brought home from market that I'm dying to get started. In fact, I have one that I did start this week and then tucked it back over here in the stash of market stuff to show you in the video. But I'm looking forward to going through it again today and showing it all to you. If you hear any little bits of noise over here, I've got Phoebe here today. Again, she's working for me. I released some products yesterday that my husband and I have been working pretty hard on to get out for the wonderful Patriotic holidays that we have this summer. But anyway, so she's here helping me. She lives about, how far away are you? 40 minutes?
45.
Yeah. So she's going to kind of just watch this and see all the good stuff I'm going to show you anyway as she works. You can come say hi too if you want. You guys want to see? She's in her pajamas working away.
Hi.
Yay! I'm so glad she's here. She gets to kind of do a side job with me while she's going to school, and her husband's in med school. And it helps me out a ton. I'm sure it helps her out a little bit too. But more than anything, we really enjoy each other's company too. It's fun. Okay, so I know, just side note real quick, you can see I've got earbuds in my ears today. I know I've got a problem with my voice. Basically lost my voice. I've talked about that a couple years ago. I have had some complaints off and on that you can't hear me very well, even if you turn the TV up all the way or your phone up all the way. I do know that can be a device problem, but I'm going to make every effort to make myself easier to hear. So I was gifted these. They're not the newest earbuds. They're the old ones. I think there was some probably stock giveaway or something from a supplier that I use on Amazon for some of my products, and they just showed up in the mail. No explanation. Here they are. My husband said, you can use those as a microphone for YouTube. So I'm trying them out today. Phoebe helped me pair them to my phone. This is my very first, I know you're not going to believe it, use of earbuds. The only other earbuds I've had are
AirPods.
AirPods. These are AirPods. Okay, so what I had before were earbuds that were connected to my phone via an aux cord that I would take to the gym back when I used to go to the gym all the time to listen to music or plug into the machine and listen to the TV. That was a while ago. Anyway, I hope you guys can hear me better. So far, I've done a couple test runs. I can hear it better. The sound is clearer. I don't think it's picking up the raspiness that goes on. So let's give it a go. See how it goes. All right. There's a few little things I got to get out of the way first before we dive into the market pile right here. And I'm just going to get through those little tidbits right away. First of all, giveaways from last video. Here they are. There was the last 5 charts plus a maple candy. And there's mindful needle charts plus a maple candy. Those 2 items, I did the random text generator for the words I asked you to use, which was maple and mindful. And maple was the charts plus the maple candy, and that is going to, I'm going to hold up my list here so you can see your name. And I've already sent messages in your comments on the video, so you should know there also that you've won. Maple is going to Sherry Mullins. Hi, Sherry. Nice to see you. Thank you for watching my videos and commenting. It's so fun to hear the comments, talk to each other that way. The Mindful giveaway, which is Dawn at Mindful Needles Charts plus the candy, is Glee Hansen. So girls, give me an email and I'll get these in the mail to you right away. And you can start stitching on some fun stuff, plus have a treat. All right, the giveaways for this video are, I've been cleaning up my sewing room. Actually, we got a bunch of stuff out of storage this last couple months. So when I'm not even going to go into that story. When we moved into this house, we had stuff in storage and we had to get it out. So we had to do some cleanup of items. We're empty nesting. We don't have a basement here to store anything in, so it's in the garage. So I also went through my sewing room and I'm getting rid of some stuff. So here's a panel I bought, and I know this is really cute stuff, but I'm just not going to get to it. This is the Lori Holt panel for project bags. You've all seen this before. They're super cute, retro. And she had retro fabrics, and it's kind of a canvasy, heavier, twill weight, like khaki pants weight fabric. Lori Holt has a tutorial on her YouTube channel showing how to make use of this panel and how to make yourself some project bags. Why am I not doing these project bags, you might ask? Because project bags, right? Well, so you've seen the ones I've made and that I make and sometimes sell on my website with the vinyl front. They're my favorite. I gotta see what's in my bags. When I'm flipping through them, I gotta see through them without opening the zipper and know what's in there. To me, it's all about how fast can I get things done or find something. So I'm sticking with those for now. We'll see later. So, what should the keyword be for this? Because it's so cute, and Lori Holt is very vintage. Let's use the word vintage, okay? Vintage for this panel. The next thing I found that I want to use in a giveaway today is this Newbury Smalls Crewel Embroidery Kit. I picked this up when I was in, Williamsburg. When I went, how many years ago was that? Probably 4 or 5, 6 years ago. They're no longer open. It's a shop in Williamsburg called House Triol, I believe. And they were a cross-stitch store, but also needlework store. So I just really fell in love with this cute little crewel embroidery. See, I'm loving it again right now. Anyway, comes with the needles, all the thread. I think these might be wool. Not even crewel. It might be wool embroidery because they feel like wool. It's a really cool little kit, and this is how big it is. So I believe it ends up being like 3 inches by 3 inches about. Yeah, they're wools. Heathway crewel wools from England. Beautiful little kit. And yes, I'm parting ways. I probably shouldn't, but it's my gift to you. Okay, so why don't you use the word crewel, C-R-E-W-E-L, for this giveaway. You could even talk about the Crewel Gobelin store in Australia. Let's see what you come up with. Sorry, I've got to clear my throat. Phoebe and I just had the yummiest dinner. We had scrambled eggs with green peppers, and she brought sourdough sliced bread and feta spread that she got at Whole Foods. Oh, yes, go get the, I'll show you the jar in case you want to pick it up because it was so good. So I'm dealing with it.
I was looking for spinach dip, but they didn't have it.
Okay, so they didn't have spinach. Of course they were out of their spinach dip. So Phoebe toasted the sourdough. We put this on it, spread it on it, and then ate our eggs and green bell peppers on top of that. Like, what do you call that?
I totally forgot.
Toasted buttered bread with the tomatoes and you know what I'm talking about. That Italian bread appetizer.
I picture it in my head.
We know what it looks like. Anyway, eggs. Scrambled eggs with cheese and bell peppers with feta cheese bread on sourdough. Whew, it was so good. So, so good. That'll make you hungry. I always forget to say this at the beginning of my videos, but thank you for coming back and watching again and sharing time with me and Phoebe today. It's always a treat. Meaning for me to get to know that you watched and commented on the videos. Let's see. Oh, next giveaway. Okay, so this kind of is going to take us into part of my market haul. But I'll show you what I bought from JBW Designs. But I'll tell you the story first. So I went into her booth or room at market and started kind of picking up a few things that were so precious. She has the cutest charts. And I had seen some of her cute little stockings on, I think it was Everything Cross Stitch years ago, and almost bought some. And I didn't. I must have decided to do something else, but they were Christmas ornaments, and anyway, for whatever reason I didn't. But Judy Whitman, how are you? Love your last few videos. I'm going to say this like you're watching because you told me you watch, but you came right up to me when I came in your room and said, Lori, I love watching your videos. I said, oh, well, I'm dying to buy some of your charts and start stitching some. And she said, well, I would like you to pick out another pile of charts to take home and give away to your viewers on YouTube. And I just want to give you those. So here's what she gave us. And this will be 3 separate giveaways. So today I'll have 5 giveaways total. And I think maybe what I'll do in these is number them. And then I can go back and watch this and see what we're going to do. One thing I fell in love with at Judy's booth were her antique sampler collections. So I picked out this one for you guys. These are precious. She has all the antiques, and she has reproduced all of them as little redwork samplers. There are 5 charts, I believe, in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5 samplers from her private collection that she's reproduced. Oh, they're beautiful. So I got number 2, which I believe was a release at market, and this is the number 1, even though it doesn't say number 1 on it. So if you would like this one today, use the word red. It's called red samplers. So red. And wow, are they beautiful. I fell in love with collection number 2 that I purchased because there's a berry bowl on. Oh. So I had to pick one. That's the one I came home with. Instead of, you can't buy all the things at market. So I had to be picky about that. Here is, how should I divide these up? Okay. This will be ornaments. This will be the other one. Okay, so these 2 will be another giveaway. Halloween in the Round, which is so darling. And I want to say hello to Annie from Proper Stitcher. I met her at market too, along with her friend Kim Gavlik. And I'll show you some stuff we talked about with them. But Annie on the Proper Stitcher has been stitching in the round items. Bunnies in the round. Oh, what was that other one she just did in navy? Wavy navy. Summer in the round, I think it's called. So, so cute. I mean, look at those little teeny tiny motifs. And then here's the other one that's not in the round, but it's called a Scandinavian Christmas. So these 2 little booklets will be a giveaway. Look how darling that is. It's the whole alphabet, but in a Scandinavian Christmas sampler. Look at that little church at the bottom. Darling little sampler. So these will go together. So you've got a Christmas stitch and a Halloween stitch. So let's use the word holiday for these 2. Okay, so for your festive stitching, the holiday charts. And then here's the last one. And in this one, use the word Christmas because these are all Christmas ornaments. Okay, when I was browsing on everything cross stitch a long time ago, here's the ones I was looking at. These little stockings that have usually the words to a Christmas song on them. Let's see, there's I'll Be Home for Christmas, this one. Adorable and tiny. That's the thing about Judy's designs, is that she's very, very good at getting very small motifs on a chart and making them just so pleasing and so, so beautiful. Okay, so this next one is I Heard the Bells. Look at that little village. Okay, so I'll be home, or sorry, I heard the bells. I'll be home. Plus this little booklet of Christmas ornaments, which is Christmas Ornaments Part 2. Look how cute the tree is on the back with all the ornaments done. Now, if I'm remembering right, her display in her room had everything stitched over 2, but also had it stitched over 1, which is a lot what Dawn at Mindful Needle also showed and displayed. They are darling. I mean, just cute, teeny little mini ornaments if you want to do them over 1 for a little small tree. So look, I'll come in closer. Oh, what's that, like a snow globe one? Now we're getting a little too close to the camera. So many cute. So a whole book of ornaments plus these 2 little stocking ornaments. Use the word Christmas for these. All right, giveaways are done. I'm going to show you my finishes next that I did this week, along with some finishes for thread milk design. So finishes from market. Okay, and the Attic Summer School. I combined this little display together. So I went into, one of the first people I ran into when we pulled up to the hotel, the Embassy Suites in Franklin, Tennessee, was Susie Reno. I was so excited. I fangirled a lot. I was like, oh, you're Susie Reno. Now that's just her, I'm going to call it her stage name. That's her YouTube name. She's adorable. I think I mentioned her last time. Just go watch her videos. She also has a, which I wish she would do a new one. I think it's time for some, what's her name? Anyway, it's her sidekick. Let's just call her that. Love your videos, Susie Reno. All right, so you remember the little board we got at the attic. I don't know if I've shown you this strawberry from 5 Times Blessed. Linda. Oh, I don't want to get her name wrong. 5 Times Blessed. Look for her on Instagram. Her Etsy shop is 5 Times Blessed, but the Times is an X, either on Instagram or Etsy. Go check those out. I'll try to put it in the drop-down box for you. So, because I ran into Susie Reno, she said she was at market doing the room for Nikki's Creations, who's her cute designer friend from Italy. Now, Nikki had this little box, old papers from old books, included with it the chenille, this little banding, teeny tiny banding with the chart for those flowers. These are scissors from Jean Lee at the attic because she gives us all these super cute gifts if you get to go to the attic. How did I get into the attic last year? I set an alarm on my phone that I had to send my email into the attic at 1 minute before it was the time. So I composed it in 1 minute saying, Jean, I want to go to summer school. Lori Wilson, send. That's how I got in. That's how it happens. It's kind of like when you're trying to get a bag from Barry at Stitch Folk, which I did not get this week, and I'm super sad about it. So I'm hoping, Barry, that you do a pre-order for some more tomato bags. We'll see. We'll see about those. So here is the finish. Nikki and Susie, I love this little box. So I'm going to pull out another thing from summer school, my bracelet. I don't know if I've shown you all this yet. So many little treasures in this little pile. So she tells you in the instructions how to finish this. Now she said to glue this in and cover it with the paper independent of the bottom. Well, what I decided to do was cut a strip of paper that I could glue from here across, fold it up over this section, over, and then across. She has used a glue stick to apply it all. Great instructions. It's darling. I love this little box. Kind of reminds me of the 80s a little bit because this is so mauve and French blue, which was our bedroom colors when we got married. So fun though. Nikki, great instructions. I did change my thread colors to like a more yellow and a more olive, but that's all. And I think I may have done twice as many flowers as was called for on the pattern because I went over 5 stitches instead of 10. And I didn't figure that out, that I'd counted wrong till I got 3 or 4 of these done. I was like, I'm not ripping them out. I'll just stitch more, right? So I may have a few more flowers than was called for. Now, bracelet. So 5 Times Blessed. Most wonderful woman who had a few minutes and brought her goods to the attic. I'm sure she'll be there again this year. She loves and has a thing for old antique buttons. So she had bags full of these. So I just picked my favorites, was looking through them before I bought them. And she came over to me and she said, I really wanted to make some button bracelets for the attic to sell, but I just didn't have time, didn't get around to it. I was like, you make bracelets out of buttons? How? Tell me. I need to know. So she told me about getting bulky chain at Joann or Hobby Lobby and just attaching all the buttons. So I had tons, like bags of all these little shoe buttons. I mean, look at that acorn button, tons of little brass ones. Sometimes I threw in some little glitzy glass ones. I mean, you can see how intricate and unbelievable these buttons were. And I don't know how many bags full I bought. I mean, look at that thing. And yeah, I threw in the bigs, the glitzy, the smalls. And I did all the big buttons first, and I attach them with split rings. I'm a split ring girl, not jump rings. I've had way too many things fall apart that I buy with jump rings. And I know there's a quality thing, like you got to buy good jump rings. I don't know. I just don't want to try to figure it out. I learned how to do the split ring tool. All my stuff is made of split rings. And then look at her. That's a button. And it has like this brass. You can see where they've attached and soldered on probably the ring. This thing's old. It's very old. And anyway, I got them all put together, and then I put one of these T-split circle things that you can get at Joann's for the closure. So you just kind of pull that through. And yes, you have to kind of measure your own wrist. Make sure it's going to fit. Sorry, I know this is noisy. I'm going to drive people crazy when I wear it. But I might have to wear it once at the Bristol weekend reprise. Just to show her that I did it and I finished. I hope she's going to be there again, which is coming up this weekend, and I am super excited about that. All right, so where does it get stored? Right there, Nikki, in your awesome little box. Scissors go in the other half. I hope this inspires some of you who have bought this to finish it. And then it just sits on my summer school wood box, just like that. Just don't tip it upside down like I do. Okay, that got finished. That was actually my Mother's Day finish. I was alone. My husband was at work. We did things with our kids before or after that for those kind of things. That's just how our life goes. So yeah, Mother's Day. That's what I did for myself. Okay, so do you guys remember this frame I bought? I showed it in my video with Sandy during her home tour. I didn't buy it. Sorry, it was a freebie from Renzel. When you go pick up or go there and visit the store, you get to go through their tinies. So I think I remember saying this looks like a light switch would sit in there. Teeny old house light switch. And I decided to stitch the word love over one. And yes, I used Teresa Vanette's Red Letter Day alphabet to do that. And it fits. So there you go. That's that finish. Okay, from the attic last year, Jean Lee gave us and I think I Instagram posted this so you can see the stitch on there, but here's the finish. And yeah, stocking much. Stocking, meaning S-T-A-L-K-I-N-G. I memorialized the stitch by putting Jean Lee's white hair on the one lady and my gray hair on the other lady. How cute is that? Oh, she's a wonderful lady. Why do I remember that so much? Because she came up to me. We remember people who do that kind of stuff, right? Who aren't shy, who are going to greet you out of the goodness of their heart and because they're so kind. So this was a chart done by Threadwork Primitives, Nan Lewis. You can buy it on her Etsy shop. And she charted it over 1 right here where the numbers are for us at the Attic Summer School to say the Attic Summer School 2021. And I don't know why, but while I was stitching this, I made the decision to not do that because I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle over 1 that week. So I did the numbers, which I actually love how they turned out. Now I stitched this on 40 count. I want to say either Winter's Brew or Beach Brew from R&R because I was doing a bunch of other things last summer on this same linen, so I saved a piece for this. I used Gloriana Autumn. It's on Instagram if you want to see. Autumn something. It's a beautiful overdyed variegated silk. And then I threw in limestone for the bird, the background around these flowers, and the gray over here in the dresses and the hair. So then I also decided to throw in a rusty key that I got from Teresa Bennett, a raspberry waxer from Taylor Nash that I picked up at Market, which your local needlework shops should have plenty of these for you to choose from. I know Shepherd's Bush has some. It comes with this beautiful ribbon to attach it to anything. Stick it on the corner of your pillow. Now, here's the first of a few new trims that I have used on some pillows. After I posted the last video where I had shown I used Lady Dot Creates eyelash chenille, which is a very small eyelash chenille. If you don't remember it, go watch the last video. I did not bring that pillow down here with me. But Daisy K, Christy Green from Daisy K Primitives watched my video and she said, Lori, you've inspired me to put trims on my basic primitive pillow finishes. Because a lot of times with primitives, you don't want all that fluff. You just want simple, right? Simple looks. Primitive is kind of simple. So she said, I'm gonna go look for some more mini trims, like the eyelash trim. So she said, and boy, did I find one. So there's an Etsy shop called Purple Paper Mountain. Purple Paper Mountain. I'll put it in the drop down box too on Etsy. I've also got it in my new chart because of course I went and bought a bunch of them because they were so tiny and they're cheap. I mean, these were like 3 yards or 5 yards for $1.50. And I know it's because they're small and they're thin. Anyway, this shop owner was great. She also sent, I'll show you the bag in a minute. So this is one of them. Look how tiny that is. And I thought it went perfect with our little black dresses. And the green background to match the green in the stitching. So enough about that. But Purple Paper Mountain, you're going to want to go check out. Check them out. Okay, I think I showed you this little leaf. I know this is just a little bauble from stitcherhood.com. That's the freebies that I talked about last time. The spring, summer, autumn, winter ones that are so darling. This is just one little leaf one that she has. I think that's upside down. I think it goes like that. I stuffed it with walnut shells, put on one of the teeny tiny Purple Paper Mountain trims in this dark gray. Gingham on the back. I think it's darling. So I'm going to put it up here by my summer pillow display. Yes. Don't you need a green leaf with your summer stitching? Okay, what else did I finish? All right, these are not fully finished, but they're finished. So Lori Brecklin of, did I bring that down here? Yes, Not Forgotten Farm. I'm just going to flash this. She just did that Uncle Sam freebie as a summer freebie. Go check it out on her Blogspot. Follow her on Instagram. You'll find it there. Last year, I downloaded this freebie, which is so cute. And it's been my car stitch. Like, I always just keep something I'm stitching in the car so that when my husband's home and I'm not driving, he's driving. He loves to drive. I get to stitch while he runs in a store, or, we're just out running errands, whatever. So I will do simple stitches like this that you can kind of just fill in. This house took a while. And I know this is not that big, but it just did. This is 40 count once again. I think it's the same as the attic pillow I just showed you. So those are pretty tiny little stitches. Now, just know, you better have a full skein to fill this in. I was using Weeks Directs beige that I've had for a long time. And I got down to about here and realized I'm going to run out. So I got another new skein of beige, Weeks Directs, and you can tell it's a little more yellow through here. But I don't know. I mean, it kind of is up there too. So I just started interweaving them. So I'd stitch one strand of the old one strand of the new one of the new, one of the old. And I think it worked out fine, obviously. And that flag, probably one of my favorite Americana stitches ever. Free chart, DMC, except for the white on the house. So go find that one and get stitching Uncle Sam. Shout out again to Christy Green, Daisy K, Primitives. She finished her Uncle Sam. Go see it on her Instagram too. She's darling. So cute. So I've got it kitted up with DMC. Wait, those yellows don't go in there. So there's her awesome colors. The red is 918, just kind of rusty, which Lori Brecklin uses a lot in her cute charts. I know I've said before Stacy Nash is one of my favorite designers, but so is Lori Brecklin, Not Forgotten Farm. Very cute primitive things if you want that. If you want that look to stitch. Okay, then I did this. This is the Shepherd's Bush version of Scarlet House. There's No Place Like Home. There's a conversion from Shepherd's Bush. I bought the kit. I'm not doing the stripes that go down here at the bottom. And I forgot to bring that pattern down to show you. Oh well, you can go look it up or call Shepherd's Bush. They have kits available for this. They did convert the colors a little bit, and they have it framed there in a barnwood frame. It's darling. This is one of those I was like, yeah, I have to have that hanging in my house. Stitched very, very fast. I think I had it done in a couple nights. So at nighttime is when I do my own personal stitching. I try to make Sunday my own personal stitching, meaning not for work, not for thread milk. And There's No Place Like Home really did stitch up in like 2 nights. It's a wonderful little stitch. Okay, finishes done. Okay, I'm doing a shout out to my mom. So I purchased this as a kit years ago. See this sparkly star fabric, and I traced it. And I've told you before, my mom's a great embroiderer. So I gave her some embroidery projects to do a while ago. She stitches them for me. If she doesn't want them, I get them framed and put them in my house. And then I knit her dish rags for her kitchen. Nice little swap. But this one she also just didn't think that she wanted. Now, last summer she also bought a really cute picture of little children in a classroom doing the Pledge of Allegiance, like we all used to do as children in elementary school. And so I'm going to frame this, put it near that picture somewhere up in my Americana room. Thanks, Mom. I love it. I love the embroidery my mom has done. She's very, very good embroiderer. And her favorite stitch is the embroidery stitch or stem stitch, the one that twists. It's beautiful. Okay, finish is done. What other small things was I going to show you? Oh, okay. Let's get into market. One of the people I'm Oh no, sorry. Not quite. Here we go. New freebies. We'll go to my Thread Milk website stuff really quick. New freebie. So, you know, if you're doing the Statehood Splendor series, that all of the 13 colony states have this little flag on them saying one of 13. I decided to revamp it for a freebie on my website and put 1776 in the middle, but also do one with stripes. So this is, again, a teeny frame from Renzel Studio, and I did not change the thread count. This just happened. Got the frame from their bin of frames. My flag from the 50 states fit. I think it fits perfect. Color is perfect because I could just find a thread that I wanted to use from that. I think it's Chesapeake. That's what I put on the chart. And I mean, look how little it is. Just teeny tiny. So cute. But then I wanted one in case you don't want the ear on it with just the stripes. So these two charts are called Betsy's Flag, and they are freebies under the freebie tab on my website. I thought, well, I want to show you. I just put ribbon, attached the ribbon when I sewed it closed, and then I was able to just tie it around a lobster clasp, add charms with a pin, and these are just beads I found at Joann, and an anchor charm. Darling little set of scissors. So, but do whatever you want with those flags. Those are just a couple ideas. Here are the other two freebies, just in case you haven't seen them before on my website. The Mayflower, which was a freebie last November, and the Liberty Bell, which is really cute with all the little primitive, I should say patriotic displays. Super cute. I keep these two out all the time, of course, with my Statehood Splendor series in their bowls, but this one is now with my 4th of July patriotic displays. Okay. I think I impressed my older daughter a couple weeks ago because I said something about patriotic thread milk's about to drop. And she giggled. I think she was impressed that I used that word, meaning I was prepping, getting ready to release Patriotic Thread Milk and a new chart for the holiday for the bowl series. So they dropped yesterday, literally, onto the website, thanks to my husband, because he's the man when it comes to thread milk and helping me out technologically. So here is Thread Milk, Patriotic Thread Milk number 1. They both come with 2 charms, a star and a flag, and the bezel. It's red, white, and blue. And man, have these been a beast. This red dye on an inkjet printer, the glues I usually use to make these, which are diamond glazed, just it wouldn't stick to the red. And they even turned up the heat at the printer. I've probably had these printed like 3 or 4 times now. I found Annie Howe on Etsy. She lives just over the hill right here by me in Eden. She has bezels and glass cabochons for sale, but she also had this glue that said it's good for inkjet printers. So this is the best thing I've found so far. There can be a little bit of separation if you cut too close with the scissors when you're cutting the paper out. Anyway, give it a try. It's what I'm using right now for this red ink. I also had trouble with some heavy blue ink on a piece that I did. Papers that you use, like say for bezels like this, I'm getting ready to do some more finery. This is already printed paper that came from a package of paper like from Joann or Hobby Lobby. No problem sticking to this stuff. But the things that I get printed, or that you have printed, or that I custom do for you and they get printed, sometimes these glues don't stick, but this one's working pretty well. And you can see on there that's Annie Howe's on Etsy. So if you're having any trouble, give it a try. It dries clear. In my opinion, it's a better glue than diamond glaze, which is this one. But this one does work for paper that's already printed that you buy. So those are my faves. if you want to know how to make any of that stuff. I learned from, oh, what's her name? Farm Girl. I should have wrote it down. Anyway, she used to have tutorials, and I caught a tutorial before she put them all on Patreon, I think. So thank you for that. Oh, and here are these darling, because Stevie just packaged them. Thread milk number 1 and thread milk number 2 in their packaging. This is how they'll come. Thank you, peeps. Okay, so Liberty Lodge. Here we go. Liberty Lodge is the new Patriotic chart. Yes.
I don't know how to package those.
Oh, just like these. Only use the black and white checked ribbon that's in there. Yes, on a card, in a bag, just like those.
I'm gonna do these two.
I'm so glad she's here helping me. Yes.
Those are references.
No, go ahead and do those. I took them out of the pile. So helpful. Okay. Liberty Lodge. Woo. My friend Sandy, she's my stitcher.
These two.
She was able to stitch these up for me a couple weeks ago, a few days ago. I got them all finished. So here we go. Here's Liberty Lodge. Okay, when I started these For the Bowls, I knew series holiday charts. I knew I wanted a salt box. So just to explain these, because I've never done this in a video before, here's the side of the house, the salt box house. Here's the side entrance, which is probably the kitchen entrance, because usually the kitchen was back here, and this would be the front of the house facing outward. And then there's sometimes I've put little windows along here, so there's like a first story, second story, attic. I change those up each time, but that's the side view. So how many of you, when you were growing up, grandma had, or great aunt, whoever, had a main front door, but then there was the side door, and we never went in the front door, right? We went in the side door. I know that's kind of a thing for some people. Actually, both my grandmas, we went in the front door, but I remember having great aunts or someone have side doors. So that's why I put this door over here. This is the side door entrance. This is for, you know, those really close personal friends and family. They get to go in the side door. And I just wanted For the Bowls to be like this saltbox house, to resemble the things that we appreciate the most about life, which is a home. I don't know what it is about this one I love, other than I love red, white, and blue. Here's this cute little pin that you can also buy. Yeah, and I did ruche this. Now, ruching, this is the ribbon I got from Monahan Papers. It comes like all wrinkly and tea dyed or coffee dyed from Monahan Papers. It's in the chart. That's her name on Etsy. Her ribbon is cheap too, and it's been coffee dyed, so it kind of has like a crinkly feel to it. I learned how to ruche ribbon finish by Luminous Fiber Arts, Misty Purcell. She has a great video that shows you how to start it and how to continue up around a corner. And I believe she says that she learned in there from Vonna Pfeiffer. So Vonna did a video too, but I had a really easy time watching Misty's, the way she was holding it in her lap and showing you how to wind the thread. And I think it just turned out, I mean, that's kind of totally Americana, isn't it? From like the 90s, 80s, like we used to decorate Americana. Okay, so about 6 months ago, here's the inspiration for Liberty Lodge. The inspiration is, I watched on HBO Max the John Adams docudrama, done by Tom Hanks and Playtone Records, I think is his production company. And it just went through the life of John and Abigail Adams. Paul Giamatti plays John Adams. Laura Linney plays Abigail Adams. and I can't remember the rest of the group. And it depicts so it's like a mini series. So there's a few episodes, but it also depicts the relationship between Thomas Jefferson and John Adams and their fight for freedom. I found it to be the most compelling docudrama I've ever watched, historical. That's like based on actual events. At the end, I don't want to go into the end, except if you look this up or, want to go look up when did Thomas Jefferson and John Adams die, you'll see everywhere you look it up that they died on the same day. Separate homes. John Adams was probably in Quincy, Massachusetts. Thomas Jefferson was in Monticello. But they were dying in their bed on the exact same day. So it hit me one day. Oh, that's my next chart. Because I wanted to mark that historic event. Some people will say when things happen like this that, oh, that's just, a coincidence. That's just chance. I mean, it just happened. I don't think so. I thought it was compelling and it marked a historic event. So both of these men, yes, they died on the same day, but it just happened to be on the 4th of July, 1826. So the little pillows that go with this Liberty Lodge chart are marking historic events of the presidents of the United States, either their birth or their death that happened on the 4th of July. This was on the 50th year of the anniversary of the signing of the Constitution. No, Declaration of Independence. 4th of July, 1776. So 50 years later, they both passed. And yes, this is a headstone with the little angel and its wings that you see on old headstones. These are not what theirs look like in real life, but it is a headstone. So 5 years after that, guess who died? James Monroe, July 4th, 1831.
I just thought of a joke. You took creative liberties.
I did. I took creative liberties. Literally, liberties. So 5 years later, another signer of the Constitution, and I believe the Declaration of Independence, and a president of the United States died. Then, a few years later, the only other president who has either been born or died on the 4th of July was Calvin Coolidge. So there's his headstone. So I kind of changed his trim to red because he was born. Not that red means anything, it's just a little slightly different. But you can see how these are all the exact same headstone. Sandy, I'm sorry, they were kind of a beast to stitch because it was a lot. I mean, it's 4. I thought they were kind of small when I was charting them, but they're not that tiny. There's still a lot of stitching, all in one color. But there's the 4 headstones that represent the family, burial plot at the Liberty Lodge. So because it was just Memorial Day, I thought I need one more little chart to throw into this little booklet. So I went with a memorial basket. Now, I was inspired by a wolf piece that I had stitched from Buttermilk Basin. And, of course, didn't do the exact same thing, but wanted to represent this darling piece of flowers in a pot. But I changed it to a basket, of course, and put some lace on it. And Sandy helped me with a little embellishment by adding these little blue dots here to tie in the blue with the red, white, blue of the others. I was going to make this into a pillow like all the other things that I do, but when I was at market, Stitch Etc., Kim Gavlik and Annie Prepper Stitcher came and said hi and asked me to help them out with some giveaways for their retreat that's coming up in July that they're going to have so much fun at. But then Kim also sent me some boards to do some finishing on. So this is, and no, this was not planned beforehand. This is the Lincoln board. Lincoln, like President Lincoln. And my stitch, which I'd already had designed and stitched, fit it perfectly. This is another little teeny trim from Purple Paper Mountain on Etsy. Look how cute that is. I glued it onto the back of this finish and then glued it to the board. And yeah, you can have this just hold your pieces in place, but I wanted it to be permanently mounted. I wasn't gonna switch them out for anything else. This is another black strawberry waxer from Taylor Nash, Stacy Nash's daughter, that I changed the ribbon on, wound it through the little clip to get some more red going over here, and attached it over here in the corner so it doesn't mess with or hang in front of the stitch, and just attached it with a Tim Holtz circle pin. Just stuck it right down there in the linen. Now, when I attach these, I use Kathy Haberman's tutorial, and I don't put anything on the front. This is not sticky board. I just use matte board, and Kathy Haberman uses a sticky tape that's double-sided, and I don't put any Pellon or anything in here, because with just like framing, and Kathy talks about this, you do want to kind of be able to pull and line up your linen threads on the edge here. And if you put Pellon or lining inside of it on the inside, you can't stretch it anymore. But I do on my pillows on both sides. Just gives them some more structure. Really like doing that. Anyway, that's just the way I've tried it, and I'm really liking it right now. So that's how I finished it. I glued it, did the final glue to the board with E6000, put a terry cloth towel over the top of it, put a book over it, and let it just sit for like 12 hours. The terry cloth towel over it is to keep the stitches from getting mashed down. So it has a little cushion there so they don't get flattened completely. I learned that from Vonna Pfeiffer too. So there you go for the bowl. Liberty Lodge. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you, Phoebes. Okay, so that's all available on the website. Okay, done with the website update. Here we go, market. Are you ready? All right, to start out, Liberty Lodge. Oh, I'm going to show you some stitching at the end too. Don't let me forget about that. Just some progress on some big things. That's all. Very small amount of what I've been stitching besides this other stuff. By the way, your Liberty Lodge pin will come in a little baggie. Watch for it in your packages. It's very small, very thin. If you ordered it, it'll be there. Just watch for it. I've opened packages before and left little teeny things inside and almost thrown them away. So that's one of those things. All right, JBW, back to Judy Whitman. Walked in her booth, was in awe of all the little teeny tiny things, and this is what I grabbed. Rabbits in the round. Oh my goodness, this is darling. Look at those, Phoebe. So cute. Aww. The giraffe. Now these are called the French country giraffes. Look how cute this is. I'm just showing them over here to Phoebe after I show them to you.
There's
and then
animals within the giraffe.
Right.
Awesome.
So she has a line, or a series that's called her French country series. Phoebe, she has some really cool Paris stuff too.
Oh, cool.
That I have not bought. That we might have to pick up one or two of them, like her French country alphabet. Darling. So yeah, there's more elephants in the elephant. Oh, I think there's a giraffe, an umbrella. I mean, how cute are these? Kind of going nuts over these little teeny tiny animals. And here's that antique sampler, collection number 2. So can you see the berry bowl? Oh my goodness, look at that one. I love everything about these 5 charts. And she had all of them there on display. There's that berry bowl one again. That looks like red and green to me instead of just red. Oh, it's darling. And then she was still letting people do special orders. And this was another thing I found out that Stitch Etc. Kim Gavlik does, is these special boards. Like if I want one for my next release at Market, I can order these from her for you guys to do a finish on. So, sorry for the crinkling. This was JBW's exclusive, Judy Whitman's exclusive at Market. And it's this little teeny tiny chart that when you stitch it over one, it fits on this little teeny tiny board. So I ordered one at Market and was able to still get one. I don't know if you can still get one unless you order it at your L&S. So check and see if they have them. I think. No, I don't know who all ordered them. I don't have a list, but here's the over one stitching I had to get out the other night and just start it. All over one. Oh, that's what made me also not do the attic stitch from Jean with the over one on it, is because I knew I didn't want to get overwhelmed with over one, because I've got to finish this and then mount it on the board. I've got a bow tied already from the ribbon that was given to us. It's going to be darling. So look for those at your L&S. There might still be some. And I am stitching mine with 498. A really, really cute red. It's kind of a pinker red, but it's beautiful. It's a classic red. Okay, so thank you, Judy Whitman, for your beautiful designs and your inspiration and your many, many reproductions that you do too. Love them all. Okay, sorry. If I don't zip this up, who knows what'll get lost or fall out of it. All right, so I'm looking forward to getting those stitched and going. Let's see how well I can put all this stuff away as I get it out. Okay, before I go back into the Market stuff, these are how the purple paper mountain trims come. Look at that Halloween one. It's black and orange. They're striped ones. Actually, I got this out so I can give you her information this way too. If you do anything, definitely give her credit. I'll have to do that. I didn't know she was on Instagram. I didn't take the time to do it, to look it up. Okay, so there's her information. She gives some freebies. Also, if you spend a certain amount. So these are my cute freebies she sent that I'm anxious to try out. Some of those. And they're not all mini. They're not all tiny. Look at this one. How cute's that going to be on some winter fuzzy stitch? Looks like a fur collar on a...
Looks like Santa's beard.
Oh, Santa's beard. See? You could just cut off a little piece of it and glue it on for Santa's beard. So go check her out. She's awesome. She's got the cutest little things I've ever seen. And trims. Oh, and go look at Daisy K Primitives on Instagram. She just posted, I believe today or yesterday, a pillow with some cute, cute mini trims on them. Okay. One of the people that I met at Market was Cindy at Stitchery Express. Oh my word. I do this. I get these videos going. I'm like, I don't know if that's her name or not. I just went and saw her today. Stitchery Express online stitchy goods. And yes, we want to spread our love to the L&S's online stores. Everybody's trying to, you know, make a living and make people happy with what we're doing. But Stitchery Express just got, I'm just dropping this load of information too. She just got a huge load of Gentle Arts, she told me. So if you're missing some Gentle Arts threads, go check out her website, which is stitcheryexpress.com. I'll put it in the drop-down box. Here's the fun thing. So back when I did like my first or second video, Dove Stitch reached out to me. Dove Stitch is a sister company to Stitchery Express, I was told. Dove Stitch is the UK company, but they're the same company. Dove Stitch linens that I got from them, I remember telling you that they were just a little lightweight to me. That's just how they're made, the linens were. When I got to Stitchery Express, I went and checked out all the even weaves, which are thicker than their linens. I quite like them. I like how they feel. So she gave me several to show you guys, and I'm gonna try to figure out what I want to stitch on these. Here's this sweet one. You can see that even weave, and they're printed. She also informed me that her print linens and even weaves like this will not bleed. You can get them wet. They will not bleed. They will not wash out. Nothing. They have a setting that's put on them that makes it stay forever. This is just some really cute Christmas music or music in gold. That'll be fun to stitch on. Man, thought I had it upside down for a minute. I should know that. Treble clefs are going the right way now. Here's another cute Christmas one. And these are all available on their website. Another one. I could see a little Santa on these. And she also sent me home with a couple of these for Patriotic stitching. This is the Pledge of Allegiance linen even weave. And those are the 12 by 14 size. This one is We the People, which is beautiful. It's just kind of a creamy color. This one's more tan. Let's see, the count on these others, I think were 32 count on these small pieces, and I'm looking for a size, but they're probably like 8 by 10, maybe. Oh, and look, there's their website right there, www.fabricflair.com, Stitchery Express. Oh, and I am really enjoying getting threads from them once in a while too, because she pretty much carries everything and has a huge inventory all the time. There are occasions on a few that she won't have because she's waiting, just like everybody else. She got wood rose. If you've been looking for Gentle Arts wood rose, she's got a bundle right now. Okay, so those are done. Okay, so first things first. We drove to market, so I'm actually backtracking a little bit. We drove to market. I had to stop at Quilters Station in Lee Summit, Missouri. Yes, just to pick up a couple things. I really wanted to see if they had more Blackbird fabric, and they didn't. It was long gone. So I just picked up a couple pins, sunflower pins from Just Another Button Company, pumpkin pins, darling, a couple la-di-da patterns I'd never seen before, flowers for Beatrice, Phoebe. Isn't that a name you like? A little baby girl name, Beatrice. Strawberry pins. What's that?
David doesn't like it.
David doesn't like it? Oh, a baby that you're gonna, a little girl to call Bee?
I'll convince him.
Let's convince him. I think it's really cute too. Okay, I've been wanting this one for a long time, and they happen to have it. La-di-da Quilts and Quakers. Very, very delightful shop, Quilters Station. And they do have a website too, quilterstation.com. Oh, the retreats. that are happening. I believe there's one at Quilters Station coming up too. Okay, so Stacy Nash. I did a special order. I told you that already with Stacy Nash, which I did pick up at Market, some items, and then the other had to be shipped to me afterwards. It was all those cute little sparrow kits, which I have a few left, very few. Coolest thing about Stacy, I shouldn't say coolest, but man, was I happy about this. She had some pouches and big shopping bags. Awesome. With her logo on them. Of course, here's another zipper fob. Sorry, zipper pull with the waxer. How cute is that? I'm sure shops have these. The bunny winder. I have these on my website. This, I'm getting a couple patterns of. I'm waiting to get those from her. Been wanting some of those. This is one of my favorite things that I saw in, like, so when you're at Market, ice machine, sorry. When you're at Market, you get to see, of course, all the real, actual stuff. This was one of the cutest finishes I saw. That Liberty bag. And then also this was, oh, so yummy. This is the Jane Lefergy hoop and thread sewing bag. And when I got home, I found a princess hoop on eBay. Yeah, eBay. You know it's a princess hoop because it has this little metal expander on it. So that'll go in there. Cute Stacy Nash stuff. Remember if I have some more of her charts on my website. I'm not sure. But I'm hoping to get that sweater weather on there soon. All right, cute stuff from her. Okay. And this bag is full and noisy. But I'm going to go through it really fast. All right, another shop I went into and was delighted to meet was Hands to Work, Original Designs. Such a cute lady. I'm trying to find her name on here quickly. It's okay. Find her on Instagram too. You should be able to get these at your shop. Now, I did a little bit experimenting, and I went and got all the DMC suggested for both Little Deer, or My Deer, and Sir Dandy. And yes, she gave me these to show you and to stitch up. So look at these colors. Okay, you guys, Brenda Gervais has been doing the same thing, using some DMC lately, and their choices are beautiful. And in my opinion, I mean, I think she has it charted for NPI silks, but look, you don't need variegated hand-dyed threads for this stitch that uses only a few little pieces, right? A few little stitches of each color, and it's patchwork like that. So I say DMC. That's what I'm using, because look at that palette. That is beautiful. She knows how to pick colors. This is the palette for My Deer. You can see that blue hiding in there. Beautiful, beautiful DMC choices. All right. Next, I got to meet Teresa Vanette. So happy about that. And of course, by the time I got to shop with her, most of her linen was gone. But I got a couple. There were a couple left. And of course, those are Graham's linens. She gave out free fat quarters. That's going to make a really cute project bag. I was able to pick up which one? 40 count tea set. Oh, this is good. Look at these tea stains on there. Dying to use this one. Did you see them?
Die.
I'm dying.
So
Dying to
many
use them.
puns tonight.
That's so many puns tonight. Okay, and this one is called Pie Crust, 36 count pie crust. It also has some really cool staining variegation on it. So happy to get some of his linens finally. Now, she also had some fabrics there that I will use for project bags too. And you guys, I'm hoping to get some project bags made. I'm always hoping to get some project bags made. Right, Phoebes? Phoebe and I are making project bags this summer. We actually even bought Hello Kitty fabric from Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
And they are so cute. So cute. And yes, I'll have a couple, just a couple, on the website fairly soon. And I'll let you know about that. But this is one of the cute fabrics that she had there that I will definitely put in project bags. Like on the inside. Look right there. What does it say? Phoebe without the O.
Phoebe.
Mm-hmm. Phoebe. Without the O. I don't know why they would have removed the O, because traditionally the name Phoebe is just like Phoenix. Okay? It's Greek. It goes way back, right? And
You
it
get very
means...
passionate.
I do, because when we lived in certain places, which I won't speak about, because that's like calling them out that they didn't know how to say her name, but they didn't know how to say her name. And so we'd always have to say, like Phoenix. And they'd say, what? Where? You'd be like, Phoenix.
That's too much thinking.
But it was just too much, too involved. I love the name Phoebe. When she was 2, she used to stare out the car at birds and point to them in the car as we're driving down the freeway and say, birdies, birdies. Well, when she's like 5 or 6, and I didn't know this, I just love the name. It's old. It's like Abigail, right? I like old names. Abigail, Phoebe. When she's like 5 or 6, we're at the doctor one time, and he says, Phoebe, huh? So do you name her after the bird? I said, there's a Phoebe bird? He said, yes, it's the one that says, Phoebe, Phoebe. I didn't know there was a Phoebe bird, but everybody assumes I named her after Phoebe on Friends. No, I didn't. I like Phoebe on Friends, but back then I never watched Friends. So no, she's not named after the bird or the Phoebe. Really, it's just because it's an old name. Old name. So what else did I pick up from Kid Stitcher? Scissors. And I had the bunnies and baskets to do very soon. Oh, Sarah's Christmas urn. Love this. Got to do that right away. And here's an old one that I have been wanting for a while. Maybe it's not that old. She doesn't have the copyright year on here. You tell me if it's old or not. But it is Jenny Bean's Friendship Sampler. So cute. Oh, then she had some new releases, of course, and I know you've seen them. But believe me when I tell you, these were unbelievably beautiful in real life. Unbelievably beautiful. This one. Look at that couple. Cathcart Calhoun. So pretty. This set, 2 by Julie. That little guy's coat is over 1. And I think that's what took my breath away. Even though I told you earlier, I don't love over 1, but I'll do it. But that's why I bought him. And then that house, look at that border. Oh, it's just darling. There's a big, huge flower.
Are they strawberries?
Yes, strawberries. Julia Rhodes. Oh, gorgeous. Now this one, this flower in person is beautiful. Must be done. Must be stitched. That's Fanny's Flowers. And then this, I didn't buy the small version because I loved this whole big version of this house. And this is called Jane Summers' Work, 1831. Kindred Stitcher just showed this. Lisa, let's get stitching this. Let's do it. Oh, let's do it. The real thing, you guys. It's worth every stitch. And look at that antique on the back. So it is a reproduction. And it's breathtaking. I mean, I like the small one, but this, to me, this spoke to me. So, there is Kitten Stitcher. And Teresa was a delight. She's full of information. I made sure to thank her for all of her wonderful videos and her framing tutorials and her education about linen, samplers, everything. If you guys have not watched Teresa Vanette, Kitten Stitcher, go watch her. Go binge watch her. You will learn so, so much. All right, next. This kind of like surprises for me. I really haven't looked at this stuff for a couple months. All right, Scarlet House. Tanya Brockmeyer. Tanya, it was a pleasure meeting you again and getting to talk to you for quite a while. This is one of my all-time favorites from Market. And I know Brenda and Laura just showed this. All I'm going to say is you must stitch it now. It is so, so cool. Those blue dresses and that red house. It's just so unusual because you don't see usually two girls next to two houses and red birds. It's a very, very beautiful sampler. Now these, I love these. So there were a lot of bowl fillers, including like mine, but these were my favorites. I love Brenda Gervais, Keeper of the Pins. And I want to do those. Plus, I want to do these first, actually. These three. So, so darling. And these. And Laura, Duet. That is my favorite. That coverlet. That is my favorite of all of these. I agree with you. I want to do that one first. But Brenda, that one with the tomato and that wavy border, and look at that tape measure across the top. Measuring tape. I don't know if these are getting enough traction. I mean, they are, but I think they need more. I gotta kit these. Now that I'm showing to you, I can start kitting some of this stuff. I think I have that one on my website. Go to my website and look. I do have several of Scarlet House charts on my website still because they were my favorite. She was a joy to work with at Market. This Philadelphia house, or sorry, Philadelphia vine also was beautiful. I loved the borders, the saying, everything about this is just breathtaking. It's a great one. Heartstring Samplery. Okay, I went to Beth Twist's Heartstring Samplery booth, and this is the one that I came out of there with. That was my favorite. Small samplings. Probably just, I mean, there's so many cool things on it. This is cool. Look at those two little boys. Kind of need to stitch that with the two girls. But these older looking florals and things were just so soft and beautiful. Okay. And yes, I'm showing you that these are my favorites. I am going to say that. Everything I brought home. But I also didn't get to see everything at Market. So I have sold out of a few things from Bet Creek. I'm not sure. I think this one's gone, but this is so cute in person. It's one of the tiny littles, and it's called Bunny. Bent Creek, by the way, has started reprinting some of their old stuff, like this one. The Hollyberry Sampler. So cute. It's like the pumpkin one that I showed you a little while ago. This is one of my favorites. So cute. I know it's a basic little black bird. So cute. This is another one of the little samplers. It's the plumberry. And there's button kits for each one of these little samplers. This Easter egg, surprisingly darling in person. Darling. And I had to come home with this, of course. And it's one from a while ago. I think it's one that's been reprinted. Flag 1998. It's from a long time ago. Yay, Phoebe's birth year. That's right. And Bent Creek. Everybody went out of Bent Creek's shop with a project bag. I thought that was a great bag to take your goods home in. All right, more about Misty at Luminous Fiber Arts. I've got a few more of these on the website. These are my favorite charts from her. These gatherings. Gathering snowflakes, gathering berries, such a cute stitch, gathering clover, gathering honey, and Phoebe has my copy of gathering acorns.
Yeah.
Yes.
The squirrel.
The squirrel one. She's going to stitch that. She's got it kitted up, ready to go. All right, Kathy Barrick and Liz Matthews. This one, you guys, the Lion and the Lamb, was breathtaking also in person. The colors are a little bit faded on this picture because the called for are exactly what you want to stitch this on, based on my eyes, what I saw. I seriously can't wait to get that one. That one's going to get started. Pink Cottage School. Oh, this is not, I mean, I don't know what my style is, but this is a little soft for me, but it is perfection. And this little mini was so, so cute.
I love that one.
Isn't it pretty?
The butterflies.
Yeah. The butterflies are beautiful, the way they have these little curves through their wings. And this leaf and berry border. Is that a berry? Or it's like a little rosebud. That border. I think it's time to do that one. And this one is so cute. You know what I love about this one the most? Look at how all the windows feeds are all offset. They're all kind of crooked.
That's awesome.
Oh, isn't that cute? And in blue, Lisa, Kindred Stitcher, for your blue room. And this one is so cute. And I know it's been out for a little while. Well, since last year, 2021. But in person, it's one of those. Okay, so Sandy, my friend, Stitcher, we were talking about samplers the other day. And you know how, yes, they're like the coolest thing ever, but they can start looking a lot alike sometimes if you see sampler after sampler after sampler. Not discrediting them. I'm just saying, in between the samplers, you need stuff like this because it helps the sampler, in my opinion, decoratively stand out even more. So this is kind of like and it's one of these that are just unusual, like Red Deer. Red Deer's coming home with me this weekend. It's one of those unusual stitches, just like Marianne Bourne. Oh. So in between the alphabets, you need some animals, I think. Like 8 birds. I love that one. I think that might be on my website. I think I brought a couple home. Can't remember right now because I've been busy doing other things. Okay, Brenda Gervais. Such cute stitches. Yes, here's the needful, or sorry, keeper of pins. Let's just show these side by side. Those all need to go together. right? And you know what else needs to go in that same bowl or area is, all right, Beth Twist, where's your book? These guys. These littles. I could see doing all of these little. Why can't you just put all those together in a bowl? A great big fairy bowl. Or bowl. Okay, so Brenda Gervais. I have not stitched this yet because I've been waiting to do this video, but it's all kitted, ready to go. I got backing. Sandy and I traded something for something and got rickrack and backing from her, and the DMC, which once again are beautiful. And yes, they're all milked and ready to go. Might have to start that one later tonight. I don't know. Okay, this one. The style of it reminds me a lot of her Winter Rose Manor with those curtains and the birds. But look, I mean, the strawberries galore, the berry baskets. Love that one. Here is this one that has an even more interesting border. Beautiful sentiment, beautiful red brick house, and a really unusual looking bird. Or birds. That one's really good, and that is a 7-year-old Elizabeth Hunt. Can you believe that, Phoebe? 7 years old.
Oh, cute.
7-year-old. There's the real thing on the back. 1853. Sometimes I wonder, hey, that's my dad's birthday. Finished on August 7th. That's a good one. Sometimes I wonder, did these little 7-year-olds, oh, it says, hold on, they don't always say when they started or when they finished. This one just says she finished August 7th at age 7 years. So how old was she when she started it? That's a lot of stitching. But I'm pretty sure they were monogamous stitchers, not like us, stitching 20 different things at once, or 50. Okay, oh, one more thing from Kathy Barrick. I was dying. I told her I have the 2 moth charts all kitted and ready to go. But of course she had her little mini necklace over 1 on 40 count. So she said, you want the chain? I have some. I'll send it to you. So I think I'm committed to do the necklace now. And I would wear that. Absolutely would wear that. Okay, favorite in-person stitch. Plum Street Samplers, Thistle House. I can't even find words for how cute this one is. In person. Love, because of Americana. Love her God Bless America. Strawberries, Brick House. So I got to visit with Teresa Kogut a little teeny bit. When I got there, it was kind of busy. I'd left my husband back at the shop, at our room. So I didn't really have time to chit chat a lot, which is what I kind of regret. Wish I would have had more time for. But, oh, she was so sweet too. Knew me from YouTube, Flosstube, and so I picked up some of her smalls that were adorable. This one. And I don't think I have these smalls on my website, but I have the large book, so I'm going to show you here in a second. Pumpkins and bats. Those pumpkins are so cute. I wish, you know how some people say they wish they could sing? Oh, I wish I could do that too. You know, like Celine Dion or something. It just looks like it would feel good to sing like that. But I also wish I could draw like Teresa Kogut. But I can't. I have no drawing ability whatsoever. This one was darling. Those little foxes. This one, probably one of my favorite Christmas pillows at market that I found. Those houses. Another cute sleigh finish with those reindeer, those little houses or little trees at the bottom. Biscornues. I'm going to try to conquer a biscornu. And this one is breathtaking also in person because look at the colors. It's a lot of stitching. A lot of Teresa Koget's stuff is a lot of stitching. Like there's quite a bit of fill in sometimes, but look what it makes. It's beautiful. All right, so this was probably my favorite book, Gather, from Teresa. I think I might have one of those on the website. I think I have one or two of these. Let Love Rain. This in person. So beautiful. The colors, the browns and the blues. Lisa, Blue Room. This just has really cute, bright colored stitches in it. Love Lives Here. Like, that's pretty adorable. That couple. Lots of fill it. You can see what I'm talking about once again with that house. But a beautiful, beautiful stitch. Some of her stuff too I would consider and call folk art. A lot of her stuff. It's definitely folk art. Okay, so you hanging in there with me? Just about done. I've got two shops to highlight here at the end that I went to personally on our way home when we were driving home. Okay, the CS, I've been wanting this one for a while. I think it came out last year. No, it came out 2020. This one in person too. Wow. Like her dress. Look at her dress. And I know you've seen it before, but I'm just testifying today of in person, I guess. This was like half finished, and I could tell from here I was completely sucked in because that's about what was done at market. So I was like, yeah, put me down for one. Please put me down for one. So I had to order this because she had run out of this one. And I think this was my husband's favorite too from her. Because of course there's another man on it, but a man bunny. Dad loves it when I stitch men. Representing, right? You're just representing. And they love that. Okay, so 3 shops I went to on the way home. And this is a side note for knitting, but it has a cross-stitch element to it. So this cute little shop was a knitting store in Nashville. Why am I showing this to you right now? Because you're going to want one if you're a cross-stitcher, because this isn't just a knitting item. Look at this mesh bag. It unsnaps, and you can put needful things in it. Scissors, thread, kit, a project. But here's what they had. And they had these kitted up, and I will find the shop name here in just a second. I hope so. I hope my receipt's in here. None of their stickers have their shop name on them. But you buy this nutmeg fibers cotton embroidery floss in dark indigo, and see the variation of color on that. You stitch, and I bought the pattern. That's not right side away. For this font, and you stitch the word knit or cross stitch or whatever with your blue 6-ply thread through those holes over 2. It was the cutest bag thing I saw during our trip. Might be of the year because it's darling stitched on. Phoebe, you would love to stitch that.
I know, I want one.
Just look how big it is.
Yeah.
This is the bag it comes in. Coco Knits natural mesh bag. from cocoknits.com. So you should be able to order it there. Is it showing up okay? There we go. They had some other really cool things. One thing I came home with are these, this is not the box they came in, this is a gum box. I use these all the time. Extra gum comes in these boxes. I store scissors in them for retreats, you know, that have a sharp point on them. Anyway, these, instead of putting those plugs on the end of your knitting needles, you shove these through. You shove your knitting needle through there all the way down to the cord if you're doing circular needles, and it keeps your knitting on your needles. And you don't have to worry about them falling off. One of the best things I found on our trip. You know, I'm going to do a knitting video maybe when I get back from Bristol. I'll show Bristol items and a knitting video because I haven't done that yet for quite a while, and I've got to show a video that I took a while ago too from a knitting children's clothing designer that lives here in Utah who does darling stuff. All right, so of course I hit 3 stitches in spring. My necklace got stuck on the chair because my daughter lives in Tomball, so spring is just right around the corner. She has kits for this, which I believe were an exclusive at Market, which is something. This one I fell in love with too. This was my favorite Fox and Rabbit stitch of all. I mean, and their stuff's impressive and it's bright colors, but this was my favorite in person. Margaret Felicia Dyson. Picked that up at 3 Stitches. 3 Stitches also had these kits from Hands On Design. F is for flag. That comes with the buttons and the wool. So call Pam. Pam says she'll ship anything to you, and she has a pretty good inventory. So, and if she doesn't have it, she'll order it and get it for you. So give her a call. Christy Barron, probably my favorite berry bowl of this type look sampler. Beautiful. And then Erica Michaels also had these English sampler berries, which are so cute. I have yet to do all the berries or strawberries I want to do, but those are going to happen pretty soon. All right, and then of course, let's see, I showed that one. So 1884, 1884stitchery.com. She's been doing some reproductions. I learned about her from probably Brenda and Laura, but then also Daisy K, because she's been reproducing Marilee Beams. Marilee, is that how you say it? Marilee A. Beams charts. She's reproducing these, so I had to do this one because Patriotic. Liberty, Prize Your Liberty. This one's so cute, and Daisy K just finished that. And of course, I had to get this one because I've been eyeing it for a while. ES Spot Motif Sampler. And Celeste Creates just finished this one, and it's beautiful. Can't wait to see it in person. And then this one just made a lot of sense to me to stitch. I love this one. A bird in hand is worth 2 in the bush. Phoebe, do you remember what that means? Huh. Do you remember learning that at Odyssey? No, we always did these fun sayings. A bird in hand is worth 2 in the bush. But look at that couple. Chris will like that one too, won't he? Okay. One of the best places I've ever been. And it's about time I talk about them. Because they won, we did some prize giveaways at Market, and they won our big grand prize, which was a copy of every state of the Statehood Splendor series that we had done so far, which was 25, plus some other little fun things. And this is who they are. So we went to, after we were in Spring and Tomball area, we drove up through Montgomery, Texas, just so I could go in and see their store. And this is who it is, Samplers and Stitchin' in Montgomery, Texas. There's their address. There's their phone number. They're on Facebook. There's their email. And Carolyn Austin is so darling and so fun. So what she has done is she purchased a stash that was incredible from a longtime stitcher in the area. I hope I'm getting the story right, so I don't want to say too much about it because I won't get it right. Anyway, she had some really old stuff, things that I think you're going to want. What I'm going to show you that I got, I don't know that she has multiples of. When you buy someone's huge stash like that or other people's, there's usually just one item. But if you're looking for something old, give Caroline a call because she might have it. And here's proof. Okay, I just gotta get that out. Now, the other thing that was really fun going through her store is that it took me back. Like, it took me back to being 22 and cross-stitching and seeing some of these things. Some of these charts and things that were just beautiful. Let me get myself a little bit organized here. Are you hanging in there? I hope you're doing okay, because you're going to want to see this last part. She had fun things like old lace. Oh, had to get this. She just happened to get it. I think this was an item from Market. All right, so here's some of the old stuff. Maybe some of you are going to be like, oh, I have that, and I bought it in 1976 or something. Salt box samplers. Look how cute that is. This little guy. Sampler by Creative Designers. And one of them's kitted. This one has all the thread and the linen in it. That's a kit. The unusual thing too is a lot of these things were kitted. People used to kit this stuff all the time. That's going to be kind of hard to see. The linen is actually that color. So that's a kit. Has the beads, everything. This little fine fancy work, you've probably seen those before. The Homestead Sampler, that yellow house. I'm going to kind of rush through these because it's time to go. Such a cute one. Here's another one by Fine Fancy Works. And I think all of these are just as beautiful as they were way back when, because that's what we love, right? Look at this one. I love the direction, the size of this one. She even has old things by You and I and Friends. Look at that great big full-size chart for that little teeny stitch. Well, it's not that little. Dancing Needle. How many of you remember them? Dancing Needle. That beautiful carnation sampler. She had Fancy That. Which one is that? Once Upon a Christmas Tree. That's just cute. She had some homespun elegance. Look at this house with the sheep and the girl. Sampler stitches. Cute, cute sampler with a lot of four-sided stitch on those alphabets. Oh, I did break my necklace. On the chair. Okay, look at these darling Tea Time samplers by Just Cross Stitch. A is for acorn, and I think it comes with the button. It does. Sheepish designs. How cute is that? Here is a really cool deer, Innocence and Peace sampler, it's called. It's got a deer, a peacock, a rooster, beehives, sheep, swans, dogs, everything on it. She's worth a visit. Bright needle charted designs. Okay, this one is called an Eastertide sampler. Look how cute those little things are. They'd be cute as needle fobs, or scissor fobs, sorry. Dame School sampler. Probably has some history in it. This one's kitted. Countryman. Oh, Chris likes this one too. But seriously, look at that Countryman. This dog, his walking stick. And what does it say? Oh, sweet contentment the countryman doth find. Okay, last one. Dorothy Allen sampler. Very simple, very cute stitch by Stitch a Piece of History from the Museum Collection, Historic Samplers by Alan D. Bragdon, publisher. Wow, look at how it goes back. Oh, from the Bennington Museum. It's got a story written about it in there. And that's it. Yeah, that was so fun. So updates really fast. And then we're finished. All right, so I haven't posted on Instagram for a little while, this one. But I have been working on it, and I got to the house so I could start doing the house on Consider the Lilies. So here we are. Look at those big yellow doors. Continuing to work on that on Sundays. And where am I at on the Scarlet House flower motifs? Got over there to that middle part, that big batch of flowers in the pot. I'm having heart palpitations just thinking about what I'm not stitching at the moment. Okay, want to run? Okay, bye, sweetheart. Say bye, Phoebe.
Carrying all my trash.
Say thanks for helping your mom. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Red milk, Flosstube, I should say.
Peeps. Okay, text me when you get there.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, honey.
Welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Okay, I have this one bag that's my red work bag, but I also have a couple other things shoved in here because I love working on them because they're small. And this one is the La-Di-Da 2-rabbit sampler. Haven't gotten very far, but it's not going too bad. This one, I got to the over one part, trying to skip over it. Got a little bit done on that one. I've got the board for that. Can't wait to have that one done and put by my other red works. Here is how far I've gotten on the petite Letters Rouge from Blackbird Designs 2009. I think it's a freebie. There's another simple sampler that I want to do really bad that's theirs. I think you can go find it on their blog. Now, because of going to Bristol weekend, which I can hardly wait to get there, get done what I have to do this week and get there quick. Because of that, I started finally Red Rhapsody. I am stitching mine on Russian tea cake, 37 count. And I did kit this at the attic last year at summer school. I'm using Gloriana Cinnabar silk. Oh, and Jean also always has these cute little, that's upside down, boards. So I've got it all stitched and ready to go. And this is definitely a little darker than I thought, because you kind of look at it and I see a lot of orange, but it's probably the shine that comes off of silk, meaning I see more light than I do dark. But when you're stitching it on the Russian tea cake, it seems pretty dark. But I'm loving the variegation. It's very slight. Yeah, I'm liking how dark it is actually. So I'll probably take that with me to stitch while I'm there, along with my other little red samplers and stitches. Consider the lilies. I haven't gotten this. No, sorry, not consider the lilies. A Savior's Praise. I've done a little bit on it, but not much. Probably a third of the way done. Love everything about that. That is a Shakespeare's Peddler pattern. And last, very last, very, very last, I'll just show you my progress on Early Americans on the We the People linen from Primitive Hair. I'm getting there. Down to Abigail Adams. How fitting right now, right? With what we talked about in Flosstube today. So I've just got those two more. I love that middle block, that freedom block. Love it. And all the little houses. It's so funny to peek over our stitching. But if we don't, we can't see what we're showing you. Okay, Flosstube, hold me accountable. Make me finish this one. I need marching orders on that one. Something kind of like, don't stitch anything else until that's done. Maybe I'll take myself seriously on that one, because I want it hanging in my house pronto. All right, Flosstube. It's been a minute. It's been almost 2 hours again. But market haul, kind of a lot, plus a new release. So thanks for hanging in there with me. I'm going to let y'all go. For those of you who are wondering, the song my son wrote and sings at the beginning, I am pestering him to record it with Phoebe playing the fiddle soon, because I have some of you requested to be able to purchase it and play it. So they're going to work on an MP3 recording, and I'll make it available soon. So if you want it, put it in the comments with your other comments so that I can screenshot it and send it to my son saying, look, and Phoebe, both, because she needs to be there to help him do it. Look, you guys, it's time. Someone wants it. All right, Flosstube, it's been a joy. It's been fun. talk to you soon. And I've got some orders to ship and some more thread mount things to take care of. Thank you so much for your support in my small business and cross-stitch endeavors. I really appreciate it and feel blessed to be able to get to spend time with you and enjoy what I do tremendously. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.